Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. The push to help those in need as temperatures climb.
We wouldn't let dogs go without water in a heat wave. And we're letting it happen here at Energy Court.
Advocates in Sudbury say the city needs to step up its extreme weather response. Plus, a multi-million-dollar transformation.
They can see battery-operated equipment, full-size mining equipment that normally they would have to go into a mine to see is right at their fingertips.
A new project is about to be unveiled in the north, 7 stories below the surface. And a generous gesture across hundreds of kilometers.
It means so much to have, your hometown, your whole hometown, basically behind you.
For a Sioux family, this incredible delivery proved that kindness always goes the distance.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Tony Rima with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Ian is off. There's reaction tonight from several Indigenous organizations across our region condemning comments made about Saskatchewan evacuees in Niagara Falls. They were made at a recent Niagara Falls City Council meeting in which retired CAO Ken Todd was talking about the city's unhoused and vulnerable populations action plan. In it, he says provincial and federal governments are not handling the situation properly.
Niagara Falls has done more than its fair share. The chief and I have had several conversations over the last couple of months. As we speak today, there's 1,700 evacuees across the province. Approximately 1,100 of them are housed in Niagara Falls. Wow. To me, that's not fair. To me, this community wants to be Mr. Mayor, Vegas North, we want to be the jewel of tourism in Ontario. And unfortunately, a lot of the residents and people will see Indigenous people on the streets walking around thinking they're homeless people in this community, and they're not.
Mishkegawak Council Grand Chief Leo Friday has issued a statement in which he outlines his disappointment in the report, writing in part, "These remarks were very disappointing because essentially we have a municipal government validating the racial profiling of Indigenous people and false assumption that any Indigenous person seen walking around Niagara Falls is probably homeless." The Anishinaabe Aski Nation has also issued a statement calling the comments disparaging and asking for compassion for evacuees. CTV News has reached out to the mayor's office for comment. We've heard back from one councillor so far who's apologized for the comments made. An advocate for the homeless in Sudbury wants to know why the city isn't providing its drinking water trailer at Energy Court during this heat wave. But the city says there is access to water there in the cooling center with portable washrooms on site. CTV's Lynn Everson reports.
These two men have both been homeless for about a decade in Sudbury. They say the heat makes living outdoors even tougher. They can access water at a few places, including the cooling center at Energy Court.
Access to water, it's sometimes available here on a regular basis, but due to the fact that they close down every night, we don't have water overnight, so we have to make sure we're stocked up and ready to go.
We need more water because we're dehydrated. We need to get our system back into functioning.
This homelessness advocate wrote an email to the city asking why it's not using its portable water trailer at Energy Court during this heat wave.
We wouldn't let dogs go without water in a heat wave. And we're letting it happen here at Energy Court. That's absolutely terrible. This is a sanctioned site, sanctioned by the city of Sudbury, and this is how they treat the people who do not have homes.
In a statement, the city says, in part, the Go Give project intentionally operates the drop-in center at Energy Court from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. to provide relief during the hottest hours of the day. Go Give and outreach teams distribute bottled water to encampment residents throughout the day, while City of Greater Sudbury client navigators provide refillable water bottles to all encampment residents. It goes on to say the portable washroom trailer at Energy Court, which is connected to the city's water supply, provides access to potable water and is available to the public 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We went to the portable trailer and could not get water to come out of the tap. A woman who lives in Energy Court shows us the secret is to turn it on from underneath to get running water. But many people don't know that. She says the sink is so shallow, it's difficult to even fill a water bottle. Ellen Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
We're learning more details about a crash in downtown Sudbury that injured a scooter driver. According to investigators, an 86-year-old man was seriously injured yesterday afternoon when his mobility scooter collided with a pickup truck at the corner of Lloyd and Paris Street. Investigators say the scooter was crossing against the traffic light, so the other driver won't be charged. Police say the man remains in hospital in critical condition. A major roadway was closed in Timmins for almost 2 hours this afternoon as firefighters were called to an apartment fire. It happened in the 200 block of McLean Drive. Officials say it started in the bathroom area. The cause is still unclear. Investigators at Last Word were still on site. 4 people were in the apartment at the time and all safely evacuated. Timmins Fire tells CTV News the fire got into the ceiling but didn't breach the attic, so significant renovations will be needed. 5 people in total have been displaced. New tonight, North Bay City Council has approved extending a $450,000 subsidy for the Jack Garland Airport. The unanimous vote comes as the airport struggles to recover from the pandemic, with passenger numbers dropping to just 1/3 of previous levels, largely due to the loss of Air Canada service to Toronto. Councillors say the financial backstop is critical to keeping the airport operational and protecting 500 local jobs. In a statement to CTV News earlier today, the airport manager says they've been working to address the departure of Connected Air services earlier this year, adding in part, seeing these developments through and building their success takes time, and council's support addresses ongoing operations of the airport while we do that. Dynamic Earth will be opening its $14.9 million expansion tomorrow on Canada Day. CTV's Madison Merrier got a sneak peek from 7 stories below surface.
From a 30-foot rock wall covered in projections explaining the big impact which formed our city to full-sized real mining equipment in the new expansion, Dynamic Earth is promising a more accurate picture of what modern mining looks like.
This incredible new drift that we're standing in right now, where they can see battery-operated equipment, full-size mining equipment that normally they would have to go into a mine to see, is right at their fingertips.
There's a lot of misconception about what mining is, how we mine, what the jobs are like. You know, people think the miners come out of a mine with just their eyeballs showing and their teeth, and it's not so. I mean, you see all the technology now, and we really need to change that narrative. We really need to, own our past and accept it, but show the world that we've learned from it and how we can responsibly mine.
The Next Generation Mine Tour is hoping to showcase the growth of the mining industry and inspire the next generation of skilled laborers to fill in the gaps of the mining sector by exposing youth to what some say looks like an operational mine.
When I meet with the mining sector, one of the issues they bring forward again and again is that shortage of skilled workforce here in the mining sector. So this is really important. It exposes people at a very young age to what the mining sector looks like.
How much safer it is and how much cleaner it is, and the importance of that, because that showcases for young folks that there are great paying careers ahead of them in our area and in Northern Ontario.
Potentially 7,000 youth will be connected to what that industry means in Northern Ontario, what that industry means for the province of Ontario as a whole, and how we can shape this vital industry for this community.
The project was a joint effort between levels of government, community partners, and Science North. Politicians say it comes at an important time as Sudbury is expected to operate 15 mines in the future. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
Severe weather rolled through our region earlier this evening. This viewer-submitted dash cam footage shows trees down on Highway 144 near Marquette shortly after 8 p.m. Crews were busy cleaning up the debris. Environment Canada issued tornado warnings at the height of the storm, but those have since been lifted. And speaking of the weather, Tony will have your full forecast after a short break. But first, let's take a look at the current conditions around the region. And we do have that heat warning still in effect, severe storm warning as well. But for the most part, we've got cloudy skies across the region, sitting at 25 degrees in Chapleau, 21 in Sudbury, 23 in Elliott Lake. Still pretty mild out there, that's for sure. And those warm temperatures are going to continue as we get closer to Canada Day. Your full forecast is coming up next.
Good evening, everyone. Now your main weather. Let's start with our forecast radar. A hot one today. It's going to be warm over the next few days, and of course, shower activity, unsettled conditions in through Chapleau, and then we start to get some clearing after that. We have a trail of thunderstorms that are going to be rippling through the broadcast region, especially Sault Ste. Marie, the north shore of Lake Huron, Gore Bay, Manitoulin Island, and that's going to arrive Wednesday evening. Then after that, we start to get some clearing, which is not all that bad, and then more shower activity crossing Lake Superior into Sault Ste. Marie. Let's take a look at your 7-day weather forecast now, starting with Sudbury Nickelbelt. Tomorrow, Canada Day, well, 32 degrees, sun, cloud, showers, and a risk of thunderstorms. On Thursday, well, no thunderstorms, but it's still going to be an unsettled day. More soggy conditions on Friday. Temperature still above normal, should be about 24. Saturday, Sunday, Monday look pretty good. Tuesday, increasing cloud cover. As we head on over now to Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, sun, cloud, rain, and a risk of a thunderstorm. 32 degrees on Canada's birthday, 28 degrees, a little cooler Thursday. The rain sticks around Friday. We start to get some clearing Saturday, Sunday, Monday, even into Tuesday. 27 degrees when it should be 23 this time of year. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, tomorrow, beautiful clear skies. This forecast changed today, which is kind of good news for those looking to see the fireworks. And then the temperature starts to cool off gradually, but still some showers. Sunday, you start to see clearing, 30 degrees, back to cloud showers and risk of thunderstorms on Tuesday. For Timiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, well, on Canada Day, 33 degrees, unsettled day. We start to get a little bit more clearing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. At this point, look pretty good. Monday, next week, beautiful. Then back to the clouds, showers, and a risk of a thunderstorm. And finally, your 7-day weather forecast for North Bay, West Nipissing. Tomorrow, Canada Day, 32 degrees. Well, we're getting everything. Sun, cloud, showers, a risk of a thunderstorm on Thursday, still going to be wet. A chance of some rain on Friday. Come Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, clear skies for the most part. Should be about 24 degrees as a daytime high, but 29 next Tuesday in North Bay, West Nipissing. Amanda Hicks is back over to you.
Thanks for that, Tony. A heads up for motorists, gas prices are expected to climb. Dan McTagg, president of Canadians for Affordable Energy, is predicting the price of gas in Greater Sudbury will increase 4 cents a litre at midnight, so pretty soon. That would bring the price to just under $1.64 a litre. Meanwhile, diesel is also expected to increase by 4 cents to sit on average at just under $1.84. A new blood product being developed in Canada promises to be a key tool in dealing with traumatic injuries. CTV's Pauline Chan reports.
This is liquid plasma.
It carries in it many of the proteins that are important to stop bleeding, what we call clotting factors or coagulation factors. The problem with the traditional ways of delivering plasma is it has to be stored frozen at a very, very cold temperature, minus 20 degrees, and then it is used, then it needs to be thawed out.
But Canadian Blood Services, in partnership with the Canadian Armed Forces, are developing a form of dried plasma.
A very fine powder that can be stored in a tiny little plastic bag and is stable at room temperature.
No refrigeration needed, just add sterile water. and it has a shelf life of 2 years. Colonel Natasha Singh recalls working in Kandahar, Afghanistan in 2009, where the benefits of dried plasma were dramatically illustrated.
We did experience a few mass casualty events while I was there. We did lose some people, unfortunately. We did, from time to time, we had to run walking blood banks where we would have pre-screened members come in and donate blood.
And it could have widespread civilian applications too.
This product can be carried on ambulances or with first responders.
Canada actually produced a form of dried plasma during the Second World War and Korean War, but hepatitis contamination halted its use.
The golden hour, which is typically people who have major trauma events, whether they occur in military or civilian settings, if you don't get blood products to them in the first hour, the risk of death goes up dramatically. We hope to have some of this available probably toward the end of this calendar year, early 2027.
But in order to make the dried plasma, plasma donors are still needed, so Canadian Blood Services encourages people to continue to make regular donations. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Since launching the Bago City Bus Passes at the beginning of the month, the City of North Bay says hundreds of youth have signed up for the program. In an update posted to social media, the city says nearly 800 young people have already signed up for free transit this summer. North Bay youth between the ages of 12 and 17 can stop at the transit depot to register. The Bago Pass can be used until September 7th to help young riders take the bus to their jobs, community programs, or summer recreation. Ontario has some of the most expensive insurance premiums in Canada, and starting tomorrow, changes are coming that could lead to lower rates. Drivers will now have more options when choosing insurance coverage, but it could mean they also face more risks. CTV's Pat Foran has details.
There are more than 11 million drivers in Ontario, and the average insurance premium is about $2,200 per year. The new changes give consumers more choice about the kind of policy they have.
In terms of having options and in terms of understanding your policy better from a consumer perspective, this is a great thing.
Under the changes, medical, rehabilitation, and attendant care benefits will remain mandatory. However, 9 coverages that used to be mandatory will now be optional, including income replacement benefits, caregiver benefits, death and funeral benefits, and 6 others. While drivers will have more flexibility when it comes to choosing what's in their policy, if they get in an accident, they could also have less protection.
Once you decline a coverage, you create potentially an exposure. So every time you say no to a specific coverage to save a little bit, you may end up paying in the long run vis-a-vis a claim.
Ensure that you're not just looking at a simple few dollars of savings.
Personal injury lawyer Nainish Kotek says dropping coverages that are no longer mandatory could only reduce premiums slightly and may not be worth it.
On the average, it's around $60 to $100 a year. So you're really not saving much by having only the basic coverage. And unfortunately, once you're in an accident, if you don't have that coverage, it's too late.
The changes will also have a major impact on who is insured under the driver's policy. Pedestrians and cyclists who might have been eligible for accident benefits before may no longer be covered.
You as a pedestrian don't get that. That's only available to the driver.
You should also be more careful about lending your car to a friend or family member. Benefits will only apply to those who are listed on the policy as drivers of the vehicle. Pat Foran, CTV News.
The world's fastest paddlers are about to hit the water in the Halifax area. CTV's Hafsa Arif has the story.
The course is set and so is the lakeside. A stage now anchors the finish area, and athletes are putting in their final training runs.
Super excited to race. I've been paddling on this lake for almost my entire life since I was a kid, and to finally be able to race an international competition here is almost a dream come true. It's absolutely amazing.
More than 800 athletes have arrived in Dartmouth, with organizers expecting up to 17,000 spectators over the next 5 days. A big crowd means big logistics.
You have Prince Albert Road shut down from Hawthorne Street up to Sinclair Street, starting today, June 30th, from 11 a.m. until midnight on July 5th.
Behind the scenes, roughly $500,000 in federal spending is helping cover both operations and permanent upgrades.
It's docks, it's improved internet, it's improved sound system. It's all of the different things that are going to stay here after this event leaves. And the other 250 will be legacy money.
And on the topic of legacy, organizers hope this is just the beginning for the site, with plans to build on this year's upgrades and expand long-term infrastructure around the lake.
We'd love to be partnering with HRM to install permanent washroom facilities, which will enhance the capacity not only for competitors but the general public.
On the water, athletes are also preparing for conditions. They're expecting heat will play a big factor.
Just making sure that I'm drinking enough water, drinking enough electrolytes too, and staying in the shade as much as possible.
But the setting is just part of the moment.
I feel I'm very prepared for this year. We've been training in California all through the winter and here on Lake Bonook through the fall and spring.
This is literally a dream come true. Like, I'm in Canada on Canada Day, racing for Canada. Like, this is literally the biggest and coolest experience of my life.
Hafsa Arif, CTV News.
It's shaping up to be a fun Canada Day here in the Northeast as the country celebrates its 159th birthday. Here's a look at some of the events planned for the day, weather permitting, of course. Hollinger Park in Timmins will be starting at 2 p.m. with food, entertainment, and kids' activities. The main event every year will be the fireworks at Gillies Lake, getting underway after 9 p.m. In Sudbury, the annual community get-together at the Community Arena begins at 10 a.m. with the Sudbury Multicultural and Folk Arts Association. Lots of food, music, and entertainment for the entire family. And at Bell Park, there's music, a kids zone, and all kinds of activities beginning at noon until 9, just before the grand finale with the annual fireworks display. The Roberta Bondar Park and Pavilion is the place to be in Sault Ste. Marie all afternoon. There's family fun for everyone before the fireworks wrap things up at dusk. In North Bay, it's a day-long event that includes a road race, farmers market, regatta music, and kids fun. The city will conclude festivities with fireworks. And still ahead tonight on CTV News, a special delivery. Details after the break. A 2-year weekly routine has paid off for a Hearst couple. Lucy and Mark won the top prize of $250,000 with an instant crossword deluxe scratch ticket. They told OLG they've been playing every Monday for the past 2 years. They say they plan to save their winnings for retirement, but also buy a new truck and take a trip to Disney World with their grandchildren. That sounds like a great time. Congratulations. And finally for us tonight, pizza delivery typically ends at a city's limits. But one recent delivery came from hundreds of kilometers away, all for a Sioux family going through a difficult time. It started with a casual post about missing pizza from a hometown of Windsor, but the outcome quickly took on a life of its own. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has the story.
It all started with this simple Facebook post. Sioux resident Dallas Reed inquired about a new pizza spot in his hometown of Windsor. Fast forward, the owner of the Windsor Food Spotters Facebook page offered to bring him his beloved Detroit-style pie when he learned that the timing for this kindness couldn't be better. Reed's father had recently undergone a 15-hour surgery for stage 4 cancer.
It's a very rare cancer. They said they've only seen it in 200 people in the U.S., and it's even rarer than that.
Sean Risk from Windsor Food Spotters rallied the community around the story, with businesses donating all types of Windsor food essentials, as well as thousands of dollars worth of cash and gift cards.
It was incredible to see the overwhelming support from the businesses and everybody throw their hat in. This is a prime example of how, when there's something good to be done in the city of Windsor, the whole city pitches in.
It means so much to have, your hometown, your whole hometown basically behind you, like have your back, like we got you. Like, you can't get any better than that. Like, what's better than a slice of home when you're going through something, you know what I mean?
After many pickups, Risk and his team made the trip to the hospital in Sudbury to meet Dallas's family and hand over the truckload of items.
The conversation that I had with Dallas's dad was incredibly emotional, and being able to sit next to him and show him basically the journey that we went through on the phone and show all these people that support.
My mom and my dad, they were in tears of joy. Like, they were just They were so happy to have something like this happen, and like it almost feels like a miracle.
By day's end, Dallas's father, Chris, will be out of the intensive care unit and on his way to better health. Once he's able to, the family plans to return to the Rose City and personally thank those who have helped them in their time of need. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
What a great story, and that pizza looked absolutely delicious. I'm getting hungry. That brings us to the end of our newscast tonight. From all of us here, we want to wish you and your family a very happy and safe Canada Day. We're taking a little break tomorrow, but we'll see you right back here on Thursday. Thanks so much for spending a part of your evening with us. Have a wonderful night.